Many people I talk to are still struggling with the cost of living. For those Australians, can they expect it to be a bit easier next year?
So there's lots of indicators that still needs to be considered. As you know, RBA is taking very prudent and weighted steps. However, I don't expect any rate change as early as February, because the data is usually quite noisy after the Boxing Day sales and the holidays. So it's not very prudent to move early on in the year. But I would say that public shouldn't expect any rate cuts next year at all, and there will be a rate rise possibly in the second or third meeting of the year, but I would say not in February.
Inflation, as we know, and cost of living is being driven by high electricity prices. How households are hurting. Why is that? What's contributing to that here?
Of course, the transition to net zero creates a great deal of increase in prices. As we know, electricity prices grew by 36% in a year, which is the main driver of this last inflation spike that we observed. In fact, a Reserve Bank would have been aware that the low inflation was driven by the electricity rebates, and as soon as they been taken off, we were exposed to this harsh truth about the energy prices. Because of net zero and the uncertainty about this transition, there has been low investment in the baseload power, and that's why we're having our coal-fired power plants getting out of order, not supplying so much needed reliable source of electricity, and that fuels into the business uncertainty. And as soon as there is business uncertainty, there is less business investments and hence less production, and that in itself is inflationary too. So when not just electricity prices itself contributing to inflation, but the uncertainty surrounding the net zero transition fuels the low productivity overall in the country. So this needs to be addressed first thing in the next year by the government.
For some, they start the new year with a fresh outlook. Do you have any predictions or advice for 2026?
Well, I would say for those who are lucky enough to buy their property, try to plan for at least one rate rise in your budget. And for those who want to work smarter, not harder, I think it's time for us to start embracing AI in the daily tasks, as we really now facing the fact that AI is here to stay and to help us to work, as I said, smarter, not harder. Other than that, I'd say maybe consider investing in mining, since that critical minerals deals, it sounds like those stocks could last, could maintain the price for and value for a while. And that's pretty much it from me on that matter.
Well, Nataliya, thank you very much for your time. We'll speak to you again soon.
Thanks.